Hello YouTube, I'm Musikev, and welcome to Zelda Month. I have finally uploaded one video a day on either this channel or my other channel, and at this point, I've done all 10 top 10s on my Musikev Plays channel. This is the second and last of two in-depth discussion series of the musical top 10s, being title songs in Zelda games. This is the last video. I've almost done it. Let's finish strong. My top title theme came from Triforce Heroes. The composer this time was Ryo Nagamatsu. I mentioned him briefly a couple days ago as the composer for Link Between Worlds, but this was his first time on a completely original soundtrack. Triforce Heroes takes place outside of Hyrule, in Hytopia, meaning that all the music can be unique, and I'll tell you, Nagamatsu did not disappoint. The primary instruments are the violin, though I suppose due to stylistic choices it should be called the fiddle, and the accordion. Ha! I knew it! My love for our buddy Cass bled over into my selection of this game as the #1 title theme in all of Zelda games. The accordion and violin match up so well together. Reed instruments and strings tend to do that. I mentioned before about how the accordion works, by the bellows pushing air past the reeds, like blowing onto a clarinet or an oboe. So this classification of an accordion as a reed instrument shouldn't surprise you. I'm about 80% sure that there's a flute in there somewhere, but I'm not familiar enough with the accordion's timbre to know for sure that it wasn't that. Over the holiday, I spent some time sharpening my skill at identifying instruments by timbre. I think it's neat how many factors can play into how an instrument or a voice sounds. The first one is obviously the size. Larger or longer resonating chambers, or materials, can create lower pitches. The second is the material itself. Brass, string on string, hammers on strings, wood, other metal, all of them will sound a bit different. The third is tension. A thick string that is pulled taut can produce a higher sound if it's stretched a little bit beyond that. The final is the airflow. Faster air will raise a pitch. Even if you can't play an instrument, you can test this out yourself by blowing a raspberry, like sticking your tongue out and... Okay, so there's not really a pitch there, but you can hear how it goes higher in sound as you speed up your air. It's so easy to have one of these elements off even slightly, which is why professional musicians are so impressive. If you blow too hard, push down too hard on a string, or you don't maintain your instrument, the sound quality is diminished. Seriously, respect the professional skills required to play these instruments. Anyway, like I said in my original list, the song itself is fun and upbeat. I have been listening to it without complaint of the loop for the past 10 minutes while working on this script, mainly because there is so much to unpack in the melody. There are two distinct parts of the song, the main melody represented by what I've been calling a flute, although I doubt it's a traditionally shaped one, if it is one at all, and the transitional melodies that are played by the accordion. Frankly, it's quite hard to explain. There's a neat, unexpected melodic contour, which is probably due to some chromatic motion at the peak of the phrase. There is also a sinister feel as the accordion dips low and slides in a downward interval. I'm not going to embarrass myself by misidentifying the interval, and that because that skill is still a bit out of practice. I am too worked up about my enjoyment of the song to go on, so just take a listen to it yourself. Woo-wee! That was a tough month. The last few videos were especially hard to get through. I know I don't have too many subscribers or watchers at this point. I think I can count them on both hands and both feet. So, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. And if you've missed any of my videos, the playlists are all here below. And be sure to like this video as well, since you know I like the validation. It is going to be hard to top this next year for Zelda Month. I need to do something more challenging, but at the same time more fun, and less script writing, because writing scripts is awful. I'm a little burned out on it, so this channel and the other one may go silent until at least the new year. I think I have a few ideas in mind for next year's Zelda Month, but if you want to see what I have planned, and some other stuff that I mentioned before, make sure you subscribe to this channel, as well as my other one. I'll see you when I see you.